what would you say are your top 3 sort of 2000s era animated films? In 30th, you've got Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah. Oh, what a film!
Never seen
What
it.
a film!
Never seen it.
Love that, Harry. Come on. Man.
Sorry.
You haven't seen Lilo and Stitch.
You've seen nothing of Lilo and Stitch.
You've not seen. So
Nothing.
you don't know. You don't know anything about Stitch.
I just know about his voice. My brother can do a really good impression.
I think there's a way. There's a way we should stand up and say something. It's not just, in my opinion, by posting pictures on Instagram of you performing. It's not going to do anything. It's about finding the way to stand up and showing people that the arts aren't just you just performing. That doesn't help. The arts is everything. You got inspired from this. The most inspiring things I've seen about showing how the arts are a viable option are by showing why they're a viable option.
Yes, guys, and welcome to episode 7 of the 3am Chats podcast. And of course, you got myself, Cody, you got Harry, and you have Joe. Say hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Yo, yo, yo.
So, obviously, we're going to start off how we always do. What have we been up to this week and last week? It's been, what, 2 to 3 weeks since our last episode. Let's go to you, Harry. Why not? What have you been up to this last 2 weeks?
So my driving test got cancelled because of COVID, and then it got postponed to the 15th of October. I know. So I've just been doing lessons to try and get ready for that. And the lesson is now next week. So probably, I don't know when this is coming out, but it'll be looming upon me once this episode goes live. So I've been doing that. I've been working at the pub, but also I went to visit my girlfriend briefly in Somerset. And
Somerset.
Here we go. I knew it would happen. But more importantly, while I was there, I saw Cody. I'm in trouble. But yeah, no, I went to see my girlfriend. It was really nice because obviously with COVID this year, we've been
and girlfriend.
And my girlfriend. But also, yeah, I got to spend time with her family because technically it sounds weird, but they're in my bubble, right? We've all got to have these bubbles. But other than Joe, who lives nearby, I haven't really got anyone other than my family. So yeah, I went and over.
Sad music.
Yeah, so I met up with Cody as well, didn't we? Oh, here we go. Yeah, I met up with Cody as well and his girlfriend, and we had a lovely night, didn't we, mate? That sounds bad. That sounds really bad.
Lovely night. all staying in the hotel.
Leave me out.
No, Joe.
It's all right. I'm stuck indoors.
To be fair, it was a nice hotel, wasn't it? No, it's good.
No,
that last cocktail. No, it was good. It was good to see you. We did go Nando's. We went full on high end royalty.
It was great.
But it's because I don't know if I should tell the story, but I got the wrong restaurant. There's basically in where we went, there's a little restaurant called Loco Mexicano.
Yep.
And where it normally is, it's like I went there with my girlfriend and it was like nothing there. Chairs were completely taken away, cables on the floor. I was like, oh, are you sure this place is open? Like they must have shut down. Meanwhile, Harry's with his girlfriend walking along and I rang him up. I'm like, oh yeah, so this is closed. Should we go Nando's? And they're like, okay. You sure it's closed? Like, yeah, it's not open. I was like, okay. So we went Nando's and that was fine. It was a lovely time. Came out, went to another place to go and drink, and we walked past where the actual Loco Mexicano is with a massive sombrero. You couldn't miss it. And
Harry, literally the most obvious restaurant in the world.
And thing is, you and your girlfriend, you walked past it whilst you were ringing me saying, "Are you sure?" But they were so
We were on the phone to Cody and he was like, it's shut down. There's cables everywhere. The chairs are all upside down. And I was looking at kids running around with like nachos and stuff. And I was like, are you sure, mate? And the worst part is, obviously, Cody had to walk past it. And it literally reminded me of the time, and we've spoken about it on this podcast, when you tried to send your mum the letter. It's exactly the same. We'll get you out of this rut one day, mate.
Just don't trust my word for anything. That's what I've learned from this.
When it comes to that, when it comes to stuff like that, I'd never take your word. Take your word for it. I will every time you tell me something like that, I'll always double check. No offense, bro. I now will always double check those things.
It's not even double. It's not even. It's just double. Like just second guess it. That's what I'd say. Second guess everything I say.
You're just keeping us on our toes, mate. You're just keeping us on our toes.
Just making sure you're checking. You know.
Well, what else have you been up to, Codes, other than meeting up with me?
Yeah, no, I was going to say, I've obviously, we met up. It was really nice to see you in real life. I'm trying to think what else I did. Oh yeah, I was in London. My two dear friends from Ram, Connor and Rich, if you're listening, hello. We met for like a little weekend because we hadn't seen each other for maybe, I don't know, maybe 8 months. So it was really interesting. It was really just like, it's just weird. It's always weird seeing people in just real life you haven't seen for years. Like it's odd. We had a good weekend. Had a bit of a sort of like pub crawl, I guess. It wasn't really like, we didn't really go very far, but we were just sort of in the centre. London's looking a lot more busy. I think I was there maybe like a month ago and it was completely dead on a Friday. So going there this time on a Friday and a Saturday, it was a lot more. It's picked up a lot, so hopefully it stays that way. But we'll see what the government do. And yeah, funny story though. We were sat just catching up, drinking this pub in I think it was Hammersmith, and this guy, right? So Rich, he'd obviously had a few drinks. He was just singing. He was just like doing this like sort of loud singing and probably pissing everyone off in the pub. This old guy comes to us on his phone and goes, "Guys, can you keep it down? I'm trying to I'm trying to speak to someone on the phone." And he walks away, and we obviously like laughing about it. Yeah, and then so then that was about 2 hours, and then 2 hours later, pub's closed down, 10 p.m. We're leaving. He comes back, comes next to us, and goes, "No, guys, I love your singing. You know, I you know what? I really." I really love Carole King. So he started singing Carole King songs.
No way.
So this guy who's like pissed off at us singing, he's just like 2 hours later comes to us and starts singing, and we're like, yeah, all right, yeah, you got a good voice.
Yeah, mate.
You got a good voice, man. But it was just, I think to take from it was that was 10 p.m. and it felt like it was like 12.
Yeah.
And that's why the sort of, they obviously are trying to make it earlier so you don't catch COVID, and like it just feels like everything's later. It's a weird thing. I don't know. That's what I felt. But it was a it feels like the hours in the day of like from 8 till 10. So 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. is now like it's like moved along. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. Like so, like when you're like I work at a bar, sorry, and when I'm kicking people out at like 10 to 10. That feels like I'm kicking them out at 11:30 at night. It's so weird.
Yeah. Are they still questioning that? Are they still like as drunk as they would be if it was like 12?
Well, Cody will tell you. I'm sure there were people in London that were. Yeah, they are. Mean, it's almost like everyone has to get it in early.
Is that what it's like? It's not really been any changed.
Yeah, like I've served more shots now during the new rules than I have.
That's the issue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Basically, the UK need to stop having such a massive sesh all the time.
I was just going to say, because I forgot about also Britain's Got Talent happened on
the biggest thing.
that happened on last, what was it, the 26th of September. I was on it. with the cast of Hairspray. For anyone who's listening that doesn't know that's the show that I'm meant to be doing hopefully next year. Surreal experience. you know, it's just weird being on something where you've watched it for a lot of your life from a certain view, and then suddenly you're behind the cameras. You're seeing everything just like how it works behind the scenes. Just even seeing the judges. Like, I thought the judges would watch it after it's done, like sort of do fake kind of reactions to it. Yeah. But they're just there, and it was scary, but it was a really, really cool and fortunate time to have, because, I was fortunate to be involved in it, because it was just, there's nothing going on at the moment really, especially like live theatre. But it was just an amazing experience. And I was more nervous just about it being on TV rather than doing it. I think doing it was just like adrenaline, but when waiting and sort of, my family came round, so there's about 5 or 6 of us like watching it.
That's so cool.
I was like, I don't know how it's going to look like. What's because I have no idea. All I've got is like people filming me at uni singing. That's about it. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing to go off how I look. So
and you're also in it so much as well. Like, you're the most featured ensemble member in it. You got like right behind Michael Ball the whole time, and then behind Tracy, and like you could have had better positions if you tried.
Very lucky. I mean, if I'd known the how they would have planned it out, I might have gone, oh, can I sort of stand here and then maybe, but like no one knew. It's luck of the draw, I guess. But yeah, thought I'd mention that, because I kind of
thought I'd mention something absolutely massive happening.
Literally a billion people watched.
Yeah. It's strange that what you forget what's happened in the last sort of few. Yeah. I guess I don't know. I'm not sure why, but anyway. Joe,
I still feel like every day is one. Do you know what I mean? We did back in lockdown. Anyway,
it is getting back to that, isn't it? It's like it is starting to move back. The weeks are going so quick at the moment. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Man.
So, is it my turn?
It is. It is your turn.
Strap in, Cody.
Strap in. Ready for the hour-long chat about me?
Strap in.
I'm joking. I'll make it quick. So, no, I've been actually really, really busy. So, I've started my own personal training business, which is cool.
Yes.
Obviously, when I say personal training business, it's just me running it, and I'm still teaching classes elsewhere as well, which is cool. But so that I've been really busy doing that. What else have I been doing? Oh, I've also got a performing job at the end of December. No, mid-December. Yes. So I get to go. I'm very lucky to have the opportunity to be in a pantomime in Canterbury at the Malthouse Theatre. Do you know what?
Tickets are already on sale, guys.
Oh, tickets are tickets are on sale. They're nearly sold out, to be honest with you. But
I need to get one.
No, you're good. I think you should be fine. So I'm really, really lucky to do that. It was really weird the way it came around, to be honest with you.
Like, it's very quick, wasn't it?
It was so quick. I found out about the job, and then like 2 days later, I got the offer, and I was like, over a weekend, and that like never happens normally. And it was just really out of the blue and really quick. And I think the thing is that they had obviously just got confirmation. I was speaking to the producer the other day, and he's like, "Oh, we got confirmation very quickly." And then next thing you know, bam, we needed to cast it. So, but yeah, the cast looks really cool. And yeah, I'm really, really excited. We're doing the Panto is going to be Beauty and the Beast. It's not going to be like the Disney version. Don't worry. Don't be expecting that. But I'm playing the character Pierre a Tights.
Nice.
Nice. I know, like the proper dad joke. So
I love a pun.
Oh, do you know what? There is something I want to say. Actually, I was coming out of the gym today, this morning, and I went to Starbucks. It's my routine. I go to the gym, go get a coffee, come home. And then I was in Starbucks, and this guy was, who was in front of me, was so rude. And I was like, why? And I just don't understand why people are rude to people in the hospitality industry. It really, I'm going to swear, it really me off. Like, really, really pisses me off. I'm just like, it doesn't matter if there's if something wrong has happened, if there's been a mistake or whatever. There is a decent and nice way of complaining. Don't care who you are. You do not have the right to be bloody rude to someone who is wearing a mask for hours on end, which is not comfortable for anyone. Yes, obviously, I'm not saying you shouldn't wear a mask. I'm saying, of course you should. It's just not comfortable. Believe me, I have to do it myself. And so that's one point. Second point, we're in the middle of a pandemic, and they're having to work talking to new people constantly. So they're probably worried and stressed about that. And third of all, they're having to deal with all the restrictions that are in place. And fourth of all, like, they probably don't want to be serving you when you're being bloody rude anyway. So shut up, be nice. If there's a complaint, be nice about it, and take your coffee and shove it up your ass. I was so annoyed. And if I wasn't on the phone to my mum at the time, I would have literally had a go at this guy, because he was so rude to this poor girl who was trying to serve him his coffee. And he was like, no, I asked for normal milk, not soy milk. And she was like, oh, okay, I'll just make you another one now. Yeah, too right. I was like, she just said she'd make you another one. Shut up, mate.
And what's worse is, I know the Starbucks that you go to, and everyone there is nice. Like they've got their staff like perfect.
Oh yeah, perfect. Like I go there so often now. I don't even need to say my order. I literally just go up there and they go normal. I'm like, yes, please.
Yeah,
and literally, and then they don't even. And you know how they go, coffee for Joe. They don't even do that. They just give me my coffee and I go. They just literally, so they know exactly that. That's how good they are. This at this Starbucks. Shout out to Starbucks Dockside.
I fully agree with everything you said, though, dude.
It really is something. I've worked as a waiter before. I'm not in the hospitality industry because of that time I worked as a waiter, and it just stressed me out too much.
Hard,
I just can't. Like we as actors and performers have to take rejection constantly. So we get some people being rude to us sometimes, but I just cannot accept why you would be rude to someone for no reason. It really, especially when they're providing you with a service and doing it nicely. If a waiter is rude to you, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But like if they're being perfectly nice and there's just a mistake that's happened, because we all make mistakes, we're human. Like, well,
I
think it made my blood boil.
Here's what I'm going to say with that is, so without getting political again, we've been told that the theatre industry and the arts industry is under a lot of fire, potentially being asked to retrain to get jobs that are obviously going to make an income for us. That's the big controversy at the moment. Issue with that is most of the performers are like me. They're already working in the hospitality industry. So I'm battling two industries right now, and I still come into work, give a smile, try my best, right? And all of those people at that Starbucks, I know, are in similar situations where they might want to work at Starbucks, and that might be their goal, is to move up the ranks there, or they're using it to supplement another business idea that they've got. And that's where it's difficult, is when you get rude people, when people are living like triple lives as it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what sucks, is no one knows what's going on behind like someone's closed doors. So just, it's cool to be kind, guys.
Chat in the deep. Here we are, Chat in the deep this week. Well, I brought to you boys a little topic of the 2000s films. So we're talking like Pixar, we're talking, I mean, there's Disney films as well. But Pixar and DreamWorks, they had the full on consistency, if you like, in that sort of 10-year period. But what I want to know is, I mean, actually we can kind of discuss a bit, can't we, of like some great films. But I want you guys to first of all list off your sort of top 3 favorites. I know it's hard to kind of like nail down like top 3, because there are so many good films, which I'll list off some of them actually. Should I list them off now, like some of them, or do you want to kind of go into what you
let's go into ours first, I'd say.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Okay, so go on, Joe. Actually, yeah, you go. So what would you say are your top 3 sort of 2000s era animated films?
So I don't know if they're like top 3. I just know they're like 3, because I actually love animated films. Like I think actually when you watch them, they're not like, you clearly show that, especially nowadays and in the olden days. I say olden days, it's 10 years ago.
Not for you.
Yeah, not for me. Well, it's not 10 years ago, it's 20 years ago now, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
yeah, it is. So yeah.
No, I just want the olden days for you is probably a little bit further back.
Oh yeah, those
Joe
extra 2 years makes all the difference.
Joe remembers the golden age in the 50s, you know, like Gene Kelly and all them.
You guys are assholes. Right, so I'm gonna go for Monsters Inc.
Oh,
at number 3.
Okay, the first one. Like the first Monsters Inc. Sorry.
Yeah, because the second one didn't come out till like last year, didn't it? Like a couple of years ago, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was really late. And then then I'm gonna go for the first Ice Age.
Great film.
And lastly, now this one, oh my god, this one is such a nostalgic film for me, and that is Brother Bear. What a film! What a film, man!
It's a good, well,
everyone's going film. Like, that's when everyone literally listening goes, "What?"
Yeah, well, I've like I said to you boys off sort of recording. I've not seen it. I've seen a few like trailers, but it's got good reviews.
It's so honestly, it's just such a heartwarming, hilarious film. I just think it's great.
That's a good list. That is a good list.
That is a good list. I read that.
It's one of the few animated films that Harry's actually seen. So
don't do this to me, man.
And it has the banger of Phil Collins singing the "Tell everybody I'm on my way."
I've heard that song. I didn't know it came from Brother Bear though. That's how bad my knowledge is.
From it originally, or if he's just put it in it. But either or, it's great. I love the film. It's really good. I think
that's a solid 3, mate. I rate that high.
But the other two, I don't really have like. I love animated films, I'm not one of those people also that will just watch one film over and over and over and over again. I like to watch like loads of different films.
There's so many though in that era.
Yeah,
like just looking through the list, like it is just I can't believe how many films I've watched of that kind of Pixar, DreamWorks series, if you like. It's just they did really well back then, and they're still doing well now.
I think it's crazy to think how big of an impact those films had on us as kids.
Yeah. Oh,
when you think about because obviously, I know I'm going to talk about the olden days again, but jokes aside, like when you talk about when you talk to our parents and stuff, like their views on like what impacted them are so different. And obviously they're going to be different because I know it's a stupid, may sound like an obvious thing to say, but they are so different. But when we think about through the eras, like now, kids will probably say, "Oh, TikTok and social media," and we'll come into that later. But like that played such has a massive impact on them. You can decide whether it's for the better or the worse. But like ours is like those films and like music and that was out there at that time. So it's really, I think it's amazing when you think about those films.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Go on, Harrison.
Well, as you know, I've seen loads of these films. So
I don't know how you've not seen hardly any of them.
Well, like WALL-E. I've never seen WALL-E. Oh, I don't know how I've not seen it.
You've never
how have you not seen WALL-E?
Also, do you know what the weird thing is? It's so... I'm going to sound really intense and wanky here, but it's so socially relevant.
Yeah.
It's so ahead of the time, ahead of its time when it was, and it's so relevant. And the film, it's honestly the message they're sending out is so real.
The message they're sending out is Harry, you need to watch us to watch the film. That's the main message. Let alone the even bigger one of like the social. Or just the world in general. I mean, you've not seen Matilda, so we'll move on from that.
This is the film. I tell you what, whilst you just mentioned Matilda, I've got a point. So the song, what is that song?
Send Me On My Way.
The song "Send Me On My Way," the one that goes "I'm on my way, on my way." That one. Is that from? For listen.
Shut my head.
All right, Haz.
Get your recording contract, mate. Come on.
It's karaoke 3 a.m. chat start. Is that song from Ice Age #1, or is it from Matilda?
We'll do an Instagram vote. We'll do a post
because vote for it. And
I believe myself and Joe believe it's from Ice Age. Like that's where it resonated with us. Whereas Cody said it resonated more in Matilda for him.
Oh, and we're not going from what we're not going from like, oh, Matilda was first. No,
yeah, that's what I said, wasn't it? Oh,
we've got. By the way, little shout out. Harry's got a guest today.
Yeah.
So,
a very little.
Harry's staying at his brother's house while his brother's on holiday. So he's looking after his brother's dogs, and his brother's got a little sausage dog.
And he's really friendly and really loud, and he's definitely not making me lose sleep.
Is he a sausage dog?
Yeah. Dachshund.
Okay, cool. Dachshund. Yeah, that's one. Yeah, it's called Lenny. So everyone say hi to Lenny.
Shout out Lenny.
Shout out Lenny.
But I mean, I haven't seen Matilda, so
how have you not seen that film? Man?
You need to watch it. It is like
you've seen the musical, but you haven't seen the film.
Yeah, I didn't know she was magic.
I remember you asking me about that. That was so funny.
We were watching myself and Joe were watching Matilda the musical, and all of a sudden she was started doing magic, and I was like, "What is happening?" I thought it was just a show about like school kids.
And then I turned to him and be like, "How did you not know this? How did you not know that this was the story?"
He's not watched the film. That's why.
It's not even a film. It's a really famous book.
Yeah, and it's a really famous book.
Oh. I can't read. Right, so we got 3
Moving
films, on. Right? Okay. Top 3. I've got in third place Chicken Run. What a film. Absolute belter.
Chicken Run.
That's a great
Did you hear what they said about the new one? The whole woman the reason the woman isn't doing it anymore. They said basically she got told that her voice isn't the same as what it used to be, but then she did like a voice demo, didn't she? And then showed that's how it's literally exactly the same. So basically, the ageist things come into it, and basically said that she was too old. Her voice was too old for the character when she sounds exactly the same.
Yeah, I can see where they're coming from because I mean, Chicken Run came out in 2000, so they probably recorded it in 1999. So that's like 21 years ago. But you know, I also agree they shouldn't just say it; they should give her a shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so third place, Chicken Run. The thing is, I'm like Shrek, The Incredibles, all of those films. Oh, there's so many.
Yeah.
So
they're up there for me, mate. They're up there for me.
Yeah. Okay. Are they? All right. Good. I just wanted to give them a shout out because second place is Finding Nemo, which is
when did that come out?
2003.
Yeah.
Really? That's so long ago, man.
Yeah. I was 6 years old when that came out.
And Joe was 20.
No, I wasn't. I was 8 years old. I was 8 years old. Right. Do you want to know a funny story about Finding Nemo?
Go on, mate.
So the second, when the second one came out, the Finding Dory one, when we were at uni, I remember we had a really long day at uni. Then me and Cody watched Finding Dory on, I think it was on my iPad or so, because for some reason the TV was
Yeah.
And I remember we were eating Ben & Jerry's. And we're watching this film, and we both started crying watching this film, eating Ben and Jerry's. We're at our second year of uni, and we're just sitting in his room, watching Finding Dory on
That's unbelievable.
His iPad, just crying.
Do you know what though? I've not watched it since though, so I don't know if that's like.
No, I haven't either.
Yeah, you're both scarred.
Yeah, not crying with happened, crying with complete fear.
We were really crying as well. It wasn't little tears. We were really streaming.
But I think that goes back to. But I think that goes back to our connection with these films, from Finding Nemo. We got that. A kid who's grown up now won't get that same connection because they've not had to. It's like Toy Story. I cried at Toy Story 4. I was like,
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen Toy Story 4.
Harry, man, what is it you
What
film?
the hell is going on?
You're an actor. You're an actor.
I've watched loads of films, but I just haven't seen some of the ones that you've said.
Come on, man.
Some of the ones we've said. Toy Story. You haven't seen Toy Story 4?
You haven't seen Toy Story 4, man.
I haven't finished Shrek 4 either.
You're being bits.
That's not worth watching. That's not worth watching that one. Yeah.
But Toy Story 4, you'll be in bits, mate, at the end.
But no, I agree with about the film. Like, I cried when I watched the Jurassic World when it came back.
Yeah.
The first Jurassic World. When the gates open, it goes.
Yeah. Shivers.
I cried. Spoilers. I cried when something's blowing up and there's a dinosaur, and it just screams, and the camera's literally in slow mo. You see the silhouette of the dinosaur, and they're all like driving away, and I was like, no, crying over like a CGI.
I love those films as a kid.
Yeah, me too. Final one, man. Soon.
Yeah,
it's
coming.
I'm gonna be very sad about that.
So your third place was Chicken Run.
Yep. Second place was Finding Nemo, and first place is a little bit more of a modern one in terms of within that gap. Up. Up is my top, man. It's just my favorite one. Like, it's just the best. It makes you cry within 10 minutes, and then the rest of the film is just an absolute belter.
So good. That the journey. That's what I love about that film. It's a full on, like, you just follow, and because you've already been set up that no, he's lost someone, or he's trying to get to something. That's why it's such a good film.
Yeah.
And the reason why I like it is because it's emulated in so many productions and like films now. Afterlife with Ricky Gervais, there's so many like parallels. Like, he lost someone and then he doesn't care about the world. Obviously, it's a bit more of like a comedy and it's like dark humor and stuff. But Up happened again. He lost someone, like, and then didn't care, didn't want to do anything. And then like things happen where he's like almost provoked to like finish the goal that he'd set. Oh, it's just so good. I'm getting shivers even talking about it.
It is such. Didn't it win an Oscar? I want to say it won an Oscar for animated film.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I've got Google. I would talk like that is such a good. It is so good. Like, I can't tell you how good that film is. If you haven't seen that film, what are you doing?
Yeah, it won a BAFTA and an Academy Award for Best Animated Feature.
Oh, look at me with my knowledge.
Look at that. One more, Golden Globe, and then many more.
I think both your top threes or top favorites. They've been really they're really good. I don't dispute any of them. I think they're all very good shouts. I think something like Chicken Run. I completely forgot about that. Chicken Run.
That's just I feel like that was one of the first films I've probably sat through all the way.
Because that's
But again, that was very big for its time, wasn't it? That was because when you think about a female character, is a female character as the lead, and she's like the hero of it all.
And it's all about killing chickens and stuff. And obviously,
that's very ahead of its time. About wasn't it based? I may be very off base when I say this, but I feel like
we always are, mate. Don't worry about it.
There was a link to like the suffragettes kind of thing with Chicken Run, with even the style of them, with like, because they had the bandanas in the hair, didn't they? That type of thing. Not bandanas. What do you call them? Bandanas. Around like the hair. You know when they like used to tie the hair up like the war, like in the war.
Yeah.
When whole picture of the woman. That type of thing. But that film, obviously, there's probably points in it which wouldn't be appropriate now, but like everything back then. But as a concept, that was very early for its time. When you think about these films, they're kids' films, but they're telling such big stories when you think of the bigger picture, which we wouldn't have even known.
Nah, looking back on it, you're like, oh wow, like there's
exactly. But also, no, it's no wonder. Like, it really annoys me when people say, Generation Z or whatever they want to call us, or snowflakes or whatever you want to call us, are the worst generation. Well, I'm like, hang on a second. No, we're not, because we have all the things that have influenced us are things that make us less sexist, less racist, less homophobic,
more woke.
So, everyone that
willing
says
to
that,
learn,
shut the front door. Shut the front door.
Right. Go on then. Top three, Cody. Let's go.
So mine are all different as well.
That's really good that all of us are different, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, I've just gone for the ones that I've watched the most.
Okay.
I'd say. So third place for me is Madagascar. That's the first Madagascar.
Good film. Very good film.
Because I watched it recently, actually. Maybe last year.
Smile and
like,
wave,
it's a good
boys. Smile and wave.
Smile and wave. It's such a good film.
I like
remember,
to move it.
But what's so good about it is I remember it's like just from watching that, it just brought back so many memories of like I remember going to McDonald's and it would be in the kids.
Oh yeah,
what's it called?
Yeah.
I can't what they're called now. The small little
Happy
kids
Meal.
things.
Happy Meals.
Happy Meals, yeah. And like I was like, I want to get Alex the Lion. I want to get like all that stuff just came back to me then. It was just I just love that film. So good. Really funny. Good journey, you know. It's great, haven't it?
You love the journey.
He loves the journey.
I love the journey, you know. Alex the Lion. So that's third place. Second place is I'm between two, but it's so Shrek. But I think Shrek 2. I do like Shrek 2.
I'm the same. I'm the same.
Where he gets turned into a human for a bit.
Yeah. And Donkey's like
better.
full on.
I think that one's just got more iconic moments than Shrek 1.
Yeah, like Shrek 1 was like amazing because it was such a visual masterpiece of its time. But then Shrek 2's story just went.
Yeah, it was, and there's just there's just moments in it which are like, which you just don't forget. Like the moment I don't forget is, you know, the one. This is going to be a spoiler for anyone who's seen Shrek 2, although you've had long enough.
Spoiler.
you've had long enough to watch it, so I don't care. Is where the end where you get the big the massive gingerbread guy. What's his name?
Oh yeah,
too good.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Anyway, it's something Mo something. Oh, anyway, I don't know. And then they pour like hot milk over him to burn him down, and he goes, "No!" And, it's so dramatic.
What does he
say? So funny.
Like,
He's called Gingy.
No, that's the small one, mate.
That's the. Oh, what's the? Oh, you mean the big one?
one.
Sorry, you said the big one.
The big one, yeah.
Mongo.
But that whole,
Mongo.
Yes. But that whole holding out for a hero section is so good. It's so good. That whole montage bit is, it's just insane. It's so
mad
good.
how like you can probably still like you can picture it so well.
Everything like so clearly in that bit. Oh, it's so good.
It's literally a clip on YouTube. That whole 4-minute section.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's how good
What
it is.
does he say? What does he say? When he's like falling over, he like smiles, and it's so emotional.
Yeah.
He's like,
"Oh no!"
And
then
like,
at the end,
be good or something.
Yeah, something like that. But then at the end, where it's like, where they all sing, and then like he's like dancing underwater,
and he's like smiling.
Yeah, and what a film!
Great choice, Codes. That's great.
What a film! Yeah, Shrek 2, I 100%.
It was a close. It could have been top for me, but I was the one I just absolutely. I think I've watched it the most, and it is. Dun, 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 dun. The Incredibles. What a film.
Oh yeah, good choice.
The Incredibles.
Yeah,
the first
film.
Number 2, I was a little bit disappointed, but the first one, it's just there's just so many. Sorry, I was gonna say there's so many quotes from it, like that. Just Frozone and all that.
Like, that whole scene.
Where is my super suit?
It's incredible.
Our evening is in danger.
And then even the start with the French guys, Monsieur Incroyable, that one. That's so good. Like even that short bit, and then when he says, "Go home, buddy," like that little bit. There's so many iconic moments in that film.
Syndrome is like one of my favorite villains, like in the animation.
I actually agree.
He's so powerful, and like you're almost like, actually, how is he gonna be stopped? Like, what's gonna happen? Yeah. But then it is just him being too cocky, and his his like remote control thing doesn't work.
The better of him.
Yeah.
What a film.
The film resonated so much. At the first fancy dress party at uni, Cody and I dressed up as Mr. Incredible and Frozone. And didn't you go as the guy from Up?
The grumpy old man from Up.
Yeah.
You are.
I was going to say, which is basically me in like 10 years' time. So
we're going to have to find those photos and put them on the Instagram, man.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
What were you What were you going to say something, Joe? About?
Do you think that you didn't enjoy the second one because the first one was resonated so much, and because it'd been so long. Like, do you think if that second one had came out like 2 years later, you would have cared as much? You would have thought it was
yeah. I think that's exactly right, mate. Because it's like the Finding Dory and Finding Nemo situation. What's that? Maybe a 15-year gap, more probably, where we cried at it, but it wasn't like I haven't watched it again, and there's probably a reason for that. And with Incredibles 2, I've not watched that again either, but I think you're always going to be disappointed when you've been waiting 15 years for a film. Incredibles came out in 2004.
When this next Avatar comes out, I'm nervous because I liked the first Avatar for its spectacle, like as a masterpiece. Do you know what I mean? And it's the same thing as like sequels, regardless of how long, is really difficult. But when you see Shrek 1 and then Shrek 2, they nailed it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they released them fairly quickly.
Then you get like Shrek 4, which is awful.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen
worst cinematic thing I've ever seen.
Is that the one with Rumpelstiltskin in it? Or is that Shrek 3?
I think he's in
I don't even know.
I think he might be in both. So I can't. Thing is, though, two is so good that I just kind of have no. Apart from one of them's
got Prince Arthur in, and like it's just so bad. Like the only thing anyone ever remembers from Shrek 3 or 4 is Ditheroy. I love you, Daddy. That's it's the only thing people remember from that film. That just shows you. But do you know what I think is the problem? I think when people leave it that long, I think like we said, those films made such a big impact on us as kids, and like we talked about, that also like when we look back now, a lot of them socially were so amazing and powerful, and they almost started those movements when we didn't even realize they were doing the movements. And I think they're trying too hard. I think DreamWorks and Pixar seem to be trying too hard. Disney seem to have nailed it on the head, like finding that balance between making it an entertaining and good film while still being informative and empowering to the people and current and political in the right way. Whereas like I think sometimes DreamWorks and Pixar seem to go overboard. Do you know what I mean? To the point where they try and make it too entertaining and they completely miss the nail on the head. I don't think that's the right phrase. I know what you mean. They missed the mark completely. That's what I meant to say.
Do you know what? Do you know what though? I know you're going to talk about that social dilemma and social network and stuff later on, but a film that is nailed exactly what you're saying about being current and like still entertaining is Wreck-It Ralph 2. I watched it a couple of weeks ago.
That is so good.
Oh, that is unreal. Yeah. And isn't it mad that sometimes the animated films are like way more powerful in that regard, because it's just like showing you exactly what's like wrong with this moment in time or whatever.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Because it does it in a way where it's not. It does it in a way where it's sometimes people don't. Well, I feel certainly the human race, especially in the UK, they're set in their ways. So in the sense that people don't want to be told that your views are wrong, or you are being slightly racist or sexist, or you can't say that anymore, or those type of things. They don't want to be told that because they're like, well, it was fine 10 years ago. Why is it not fine now? I was like, well, it wasn't fine 10 years ago. People just didn't say anything about it. But when you do it in an animation, people slightly forget that about you're not. It's because it takes that away from reality. That's enough away from reality so that people can be like, open their eyes a bit and take you into a Disney, into a land of Disney, into a fairy tale kingdom, or into a video game like Wreck-It Ralph, and then put the mirror up to society, basically going, look at everything that's happening, and then people are then probably more willing to accept it rather than being like, no. Yeah. That wasn't a Boris Johnson impression. That was just a random.
Just came out like one.
Just came out. I mean, who knows? Maybe
the next animation film.
I think it's very clear where I stand on the Boris Johnson thing from the way I talk.
I was clear at all.
I'm a biggest fan, mate.
I was going to just say quickly on Incredibles. I think the main reason why I was pissed off about it was because they made this massive cliffhanger on the Underminer, and then he literally got one scene and that was it.
It's like 5 minutes, and yeah.
I was like,
I don't even remember. That's how bad it is. I don't even remember the scene.
Yeah, so like end of Incredibles 1, Underminer came up at the end, and they were like, whoa, cliffhanger. Start of Incredibles 2, he is the fight scene at the beginning that leads to the main villain of the film.
Yeah.
So like at the end of that,
I don't even remember that
there.
bit.
Yeah,
I don't even remember that bit. That's how you know though if you got a really good film, because I don't remember that bit. Whereas like I watched Up once, and you can't forget that 10-minute sequence at the start.
No.
Yeah.
And it's the same. Like I loved Finding Dory, as clearly you guys did, and
yeah,
but I couldn't quote it nearly as much as I could Finding Nemo 1, and I could just keep quoting.
Yeah.
No, because all you think is just keep swimming.
But I think that's what makes a good film, right? I think you've got to have those little motifs, but also, like, I think why Incredibles is up there for me and Shrek is because I'm so much more musical. Like when I hear those songs, like I'm really one of my favorite genres is jazz. That's why I love The Incredibles. It's the way it's written is just like that last bit when the Underminer comes up, the Underminer, and then they've got their gear on, dun, 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 and it just goes into the credits. It's so good. Like I get shivers thinking
and the
about
opening,
it now. It's amazing.
The opening where they're doing the interview is so good. It's
just a point of reference. So Cody and I used to live together at uni. Cody's alarm to wake up in the morning used to be the Incredibles theme tune.
I didn't know that.
They used to wake up every morning, and like the worst thing is that sometimes I'd be in the shower and he'd leave his phone in the shower, and the alarm would still be going off, and I could not find this phone. So I'd be like, "What is this music?" And I'm in the shower getting really aggy because there's this music going on. I have no clue where it's coming from, and it's Cody's bloody phone playing the Incredibles theme tune.
That's so good.
At like 6:45 in the morning, I'm like,
Cody, I respect that though. You wake up like a superhero.
Well, yeah, exactly. No, start as you mean to go on. Thing is, though,
you clearly have not seen him in the morning if you think he wakes up like a superhero.
So the mindset. No, it's the song. It's the song where I think it's called.
I know
Life's
exactly.
Incredible. It's called where Mr. Incredible is getting fit. He's like doing all his workouts.
See, I even remember it, and I have only listened to it from his phone. That just shows you how much that is ingrained in my memory.
If you haven't checked it out, go on Spotify or whatever. Go onto the Incredibles playlist. It's even Incredibles 2, they got some good like a cappella numbers at the end. That's the only good thing about that film, to be honest. So sorry, going back, my top 3, Madagascar 3rd, 2nd was Shrek 2, and then first The Incredibles. I think we've had a pretty good sort of top 3 favorites there, boys. There's no disagreeing from my end anyway. I was just gonna move on to sort of just to finish this kind of section off with what you think. Should we say what the top 3 highest grossing films were in that era, and we'll see what you guys
if we got any of them.
And what thing is, I feel about this is like, is it going to be an early film because people go to the cinema as much, or is it going to be later on in the month?
The one in third place is right at the end of the 2000s.
Right, okay. Is it Wall-E?
Did we get any of them?
Yes, there's two. Okay, two of them are what we've said basically.
Okay, so
number
third is Up.
No.
Oh, that came out in 2009.
Up's not even in it. Up's not even in it. Because I think
what I mean. I think there's a difference between best film and highest gross.
And it's all our films are what's resonated with us as well. Like Incredibles is up there for me as well. So
I think Incredibles and Shrek surely have to be in there.
Yeah.
So, well, Shrek 2 is up there.
Okay, but it's not third place. I really want to know what third place is. Right, let's have a think. So of the 9 films that we've said, is third place one of them?
No, third place we have not said.
Okay, so this is the one we haven't said.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I think it's not Spirited Away. We said we said a variation of this film, like a sort of. So we've said it, but not this specific film in that series.
Oh, no. We said Monster. What did we say?
Did Harry say? No, he didn't.
What did you say?
It's not Shrek 1.
Have we said it? I don't know. We have said it actually. No, we haven't.
Knows. What is it?
Would you just tell us what it is? I'm getting frustrated now.
Number three is Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaurs.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah, I said Ice Age. I said Ice Age.
You said Ice Age. Yes, you did. Yeah. So,
That's the second.
That was the one that came out in 2009.
Really?
Yeah, and it grossed 886 million dollars.
Wow.
Let me just tell you my opinions on that. I love Ice Age. I love Ice Age, and anyone that knows me knows that. Well, we just said I'd love Jurassic Park, so I love dinosaurs. That film is. This just shows you that it doesn't matter how much that money means all when it compares to film quality, because that film is dog shit.
I think I've only seen the first Ice Age.
Yeah, well, because they're not worth. The other ones aren't worth seeing, mate.
Are they not? I loved the first Ice Age though. It was really good.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's number 3 in the sort of series. You've got Ice Age, Ice Age: The Meltdown, and then you got Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs. But I think the reason. Do you know what I think the reason is though? I think because,
probably
if I'm correct, but I think it's because it was in 3D. The third film, that might have been a reason, because at that time people went crazy about 3D in sort of 2009, 2010.
Yeah, I remember that.
So it might have been a thing of that, like, oh my god, 3D. I think I watched it in 3D, to be honest. I can't fully remember.
I've not seen it. Oh no, I have seen it. I saw it at home.
But that's third. So so first and second, we've said. But which order's which?
Oh, it's Shrek 2. Is second.
That is second.
Shrek 2 is Shrek number 1 not in there?
No. So Shrek 2 came second with it grossed $928 million in 2004.
The Incredibles has got to be in there.
No, because
Incredibles not up there.
Said it. I know it's Toy Story, but not the first one.
Not Toy Story.
No way. I can't believe it.
I mean,
massive shout out to Toy Story, by the way. But the reason we haven't covered it is because it's not the first one came out before we were even born. Well,
it's 90s, and then the last one came out in the 2010.
Yeah.
What is it then? We haven't said it.
Harry, no, we have said it. What did you say, Harry?
I said Chicken Run, Up, and Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo.
I
think it's that one.
That's it. Yeah, Finding Nemo is the highest grossing film of that era, of $940 million in 2003.
I mean, Finding Nemo is a very good film. I'm not lying. It's a very, very good film. I saw it in the cinema. It's not the best though. Come on.
Oh mate, yeah.
It's not better than The Incredibles. I'm sorry.
I'm a bit pissed off about Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs being up there.
That's done me in.
I don't mind Finding Nemo. I love Shrek 2. I mean, I think it's quite fitting that it's in second.
Yeah, I can see
what. But also, when you think about, if it's the second film, I don't mind because people go because like, oh my god, the first one was so amazing. The second one must be really good. Do you know what I mean? So like that's why Shrek 2, I'm like, okay, and also Shrek 2 is a banging film.
Yeah.
But I'm so.
The top 5. So in 4th place, do you want me to tell you what the 4th and 5th is?
Yeah, go for it.
So in 4th is Shrek the Third. In 4th place is the highest grossing film, and then 5th is Up.
Mate.
But again, it does depend on like this thing. You are talking about the year when things come out a longer time before. Maybe we should take that into consideration. Like, you know, Up came out in 2009, and it made $735 million compared to, you know, Shrek 2 that came out in 2004. You know, 5 years difference, and made 150 million more. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think we're also, because we were all kids at the time, we would have seen merchandise, and a lot of like the Incredibles probably made way more money than most selling action figures and little like duvet sets.
And the games. I played the Game Boy Advanced Game Boy Advance, what's it? Incredibles game. It was amazing. So good.
Is that the first mission when you're on the rooftop?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Did you play the PS2 game where you had to be Daz and you had to run for the bus? That was so hard.
How good is that scene? How good is that scene where Daz puts the pin on the teacher's? Oh, it's so good. Oh, what a film!
Yeah,
that's blown me away.
And it's not even in there, and it's not even in there. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm so angry that Dawn of the Dinosaurs. But you've not got The Incredibles.
Yeah, I mean,
Fuming.
If we're going,
Fuming.
I'll finish at top 10. But in 10th, you've got Madagascar Escape to Africa, which I'm like,
that's the second one, isn't it?
That's the second one.
The third one. Or was it the third one?
Maybe it's the third one. It came out in 2008.
I want to say it's the second one because it's Escape 2.
Yeah, Escaped. Yeah, it's number 2. I don't like that film. Not gonna lie. Number 9.
Get rid of it.
Number 9, you got Ratatouille. That's a good film.
Never seen it.
Oh, come on.
Flushed Away, I've seen. Flushed Away is a great film.
Flushed Away is a
Well,
good film,
it's not up there. So, Kung Fu Panda in at 8.
That's a good film.
What film?
Sorry. Is it not the first one?
The first Kung Fu Panda, yeah, number 1 in 2008.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to say is the second one. I was like, really?
No.
Come on.
7th is The Incredibles.
Right.
At least it's up there.
Yeah, at least it's top 10. And then 6, you got Ice Age: The Meltdown. So that's Ice Age 2.
Cody, is it easy to scroll all the way to the bottom and see what the worst one was?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna quickly try and find all of our films where they ranked to see.
Oh yeah,
like,
nice. Do that.
So Shrek 2 is obviously second. Finding Nemo's first. So that's decent from me and Haz. Up is 5th.
So I'm winning.
Then you got The Incredibles in 7th.
Cody second.
Oh, I'm not. I know I'm not up there because my films.
You
just,
picked.
I'm
picked
my
good films, but
I just don't care like what other people like. I like what I like.
Oh
yeah, yours were nice, like sort of choice that people may. Well, people still know them, but they might not instantly.
I think, to be honest with you, as well, like with the Brother Bear thing, Brother Bear was one of the first DVDs I had. So, and I would just watch it all the time.
But to bring it back up is so I won. Cody came second.
Well, no. So wait. So Brother Bear.
It's not a win. It's not a win.
Brother Bear is in 33rd out of top 50.
To be fair, out of top 50.
Yeah, this is top 50 list. Yeah. So Chicken Run is 36th.
It's below Brother Bear though, mate.
Okay.
Come on. Step it up.
Where was Ice Age 1?
Ice Age 1
was.
I remember seeing that.
That was 18th.
Can I just give an extra film a shout out? Do you remember the film Robots?
Yeah, I was just gonna say Robots.
That is a shout out.
Robots is the one place above Brother Bear, 32nd.
I love that film. The one where they have the Britney Spears bit with the guy Fender. When he dresses up, that's hilarious. And then you got the aunt with the huge ass, and she keeps hitting everyone with her ass. That's what a film! I love that film.
What is this?
Well. You're not seeing Robots?
What is this?
What, Harry? How
I mean, Joe,
seen all these films.
I'm just done with it now. Do you know what I mean? I'm not surprised anymore.
What? I was like, I cannot believe you've not seen Hardy.
No, Ewan McGregor's in it. No, it's because I used to watch films like Small Soldiers.
Small Soldiers, what a film!
That's what I would watch all the time. So I didn't see
that's because you've got older brothers, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's because that's 90s.
The 98, I think.
Yeah, yes. Well, I remember watching that, but like,
yeah, of course you do.
You were like 35. This joke's never going.
I'm gonna read from the bottom till like just a kind of spring. No, whoever's like listening, just a bit of a few memories. It might, right, and you boys as well.
Been a bit generous here, Cody.
So we've got. I mean, this is called Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron.
That's the horse.
Yes, that's the horse one.
Never seen it.
But I've not seen it either, too bad. So I've just seen it.
No clue.
It's 50th. Who cares? It's crap. 49th is Coraline.
That right. This film is so bad. Like, I've got friends that like this film, and honestly, I've watched it, and I'm like, I just don't see how you think it's good.
I watched it once.
Visually, it's very good. But I don't watch a film to be like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. No, I watch a film to be entertained. Come on. If I wanted to watch something for it to be beautiful, I'd go to bloody gallery. Like, come
on. 47th, you got the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Wow.
What a film. I'm a goofy goober. Wow.
Harry, what is that face?
Oh, goofy goober. How have you not seen that film? Oh my god!
You've not seen SpongeBob?
What is wrong with you?
I used to watch the show.
I don't care about the show. I care about that film.
Oh my god!
2004.
Is it the
You
same?
don't know the Goofy Goober song?
I've heard it like round school and that, but I remember F is for friends who do stuff together. That's the one I know from SpongeBob.
No, that's not from. I don't think that's from that film.
Yeah,
No, I think it's just from the TV show, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't, it's not from the film. The film, mate. It's a journey.
Imagine if that's not from SpongeBob. Friends song, SpongeBob. What's next, Codes? Because let's be honest, I've not seen it.
So just squeezing in 2000, the year 2000, you've got The Emperor's New Groove. Or Groove, sorry.
Oh no, that's
a great film.
I'm so sorry.
Very
that
good
should have
film.
been in my top 3. That should have been in my top 3.
It's an honorary member of your top 3.
I love that.
Is that the one where she goes, wrong lever?
Wrong lever. What a film.
Wrong lever.
Spinach puffs.
Yeah, it's a great film.
Love that film.
I was late to watching that film. Like, I think I didn't watch it till like maybe like the late sort of 2000s.
No,
I didn't watch it until I was at uni.
Yeah. Well, it's not a talked about film enough. It's not talked about enough. Like, it's a really good film. I love it.
It's a belter.
The Emperor's New
that
Groove.
is a very good that would beat out Ice Age. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
For me.
Wow.
For me, yeah, that would beat out Ice
I
Age.
should have read these out at the start, maybe. 34th, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
That's a good film.
Never seen it.
33rd, we done Brother Bear. 32nd, Robots. 31st, you got The Princess and the Frog, which I think is very like.
That's a great film.
That's good to
Princess and the Frog.
Yeah,
there's not many Disney films been in this list, have there?
But for that to be up that high, I'm quite impressed. Like,
That's
probably
my favorite Disney.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that all the way through.
Oh, it's
You
my
know what,
favorite.
mate,
Like
it's
it
really
in
good.
like 2 bits. Is it?
Yeah.
It's your favorite.
Yeah, genuinely.
Oh, okay.
Of like the
Would
Disney
you-
princesses and all of them, that's the best one.
it's it's really good. The music's sick in that film.
Yeah, the music is very good.
Ma belle Evangeline. I love it.
I don't know why they haven't made that into a musical. Actually,
It'll come.
because it's not.
It'll happen.
Yeah, I think
That's one that I can see being done.
it's really. I love that film. It's really good. You got in 30th, you got Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah. Oh, what a film!
In
What
2002.
a film!
Never seen it.
Love that, Harry. Come on. Man.
Sorry.
You haven't seen Lilo and Stitch.
You didn't see nothing of Lilo and Stitch.
You've not seen. So
Nothing.
you don't know anything about Stitch.
I just
Do you
know
know-
about his voice. My brother
Do
can
you
do
know
a
what-
really good impression.
Do you know what they look like? Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, he's the little blue alien.
Yeah.
Is it Hawaii? It's based in
Yeah,
Hawaii.
it's Hawaii.
Yeah,
it's Hawaii.
yeah.
It's Hawaii.
Oh,
See, I know about it.
What?
I'll tell you
a
what.
film.
When we next like meet, we need to sit Harry down and like.
We're just
I'm just gonna lock him. I'm just gonna lock him in a room, and he's just gonna watch all these films. I'm not even gonna watch them with him. I'm just
That's
gonna lock
live
him
on a
in room.
recording now. So
27th, the Polar Express.
what a film! Possibly up
I
there as one of
love
my
that
favorite
film.
Christmas films.
Joe, do you
I
not
don't like it.
Do you not like
I
it?
don't like it.
Oh, I
No.
love that film.
I
love
think
it.
I won't lie to you. When did this come out?
It came out 2004, so you were 9.
Yeah, I think I was at the age where it was like it wasn't really interesting me anymore. Because obviously, if you think I was 9 and you guys were like 7, I
Yeah.
know that doesn't sound like a big age gap, but like interest wise,
It is.
Oh,
It
but
is
I
very-
didn't watch it until 2018.
Oh, okay.
But so the interesting fact about that film is Tom Hanks obviously plays pretty much everyone in it.
Oh,
So he's
so
like
good.
he's they animated off of his actual real life acting. So they got him in and he acted the whole thing out as every single character that he played, and then they animated over it. So like the reason why I know that was coming later in the check it out section, but it's so like ahead of its time in terms of like CGI and development. It's so good, man.
So 25th is Chicken Little. Ah, great
Chicken
film.
Little, what a film!
film.
Yeah.
Great.
Harry, have you seen it?
Is that the one with the he's got a massive circular head?
The Sky is falling.
Yeah, I
And the
have
sky
seen it. I
starts
have
falling.
seen it. Yeah.
The sky is falling. Oh,
The Sky.
No one
God.
believes him.
Sky is falling.
Yeah, no one believes
it.
him.
Yeah.
Well, it's the actual story, isn't it?
the baseball bit when he hit. Oh, wow, emotional.
He's so quick, isn't he?
Ooh, ooh. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
But again, that's what films are great for. They can make a song that was done ages ago, come back
Mm.
and like sell loads of like that for Elton John. That would have been loads.
I haven't seen Rocket Man either.
Oh yeah, watch that.
Oh, you would like that.
You
You
need to
would
watch.
like that.
Yeah,
It's,
you would
it's a
love
bit
it.
weird. It is a weird. It's not like a normal autobiography. Look, it's not a normal like film like that.
If you watch Bohemian Rhapsody, Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I've been busy.
You just never go to the cinema.
I've been busy.
Yeah,
I've been out of the
What,
country for
5 years?
No, for
No,
2
no,
years.
no.
I've not had access to one.
Dude, lockdown.
Yeah,
We-
good point.
Bohemian Rhapsody, mate. You'd love that film, man. You have to see
mate,
that.
don't say lockdown. I've been too busy getting dubs in Warzone, mate.
You've only got 20.
Not even that. 16.
You've only got 16.
16.
You've been playing it for 6 months.
If you don't watch anything else, watch those films, man. They're so.
Genuinely watch
What,
it.
what's your favorite out of the two, Joe? Because you've watched.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, I think that
Rocket Man's just very different. It's very different.
yeah. But I think
It's
what
very,
it is, though, like, are you more of a Freddie fan?
No.
Are you not? Okay.
Music wise, not. That admiration wise and talent wise, yes.
Okay.
But music wise, I prefer Elton John's music.
Ah, nice. Yeah, because I was gonna say, I think for me, because I'm such a Freddie fan compared to
The way you just went, oh, nice. Was
nice.
You're wrong.
Sorry, no,
like, oh, nice. Yeah, you're wrong, but nice.
no. I was actually like, oh, that's interesting. That's interesting because I think, like, I just love like Freddie Mercury and just his music so much that it's kind of like that's what made me go towards. Yeah. The Elton John.
I think Elton John is more the songwriting stuff. And
yeah.
His lyrics are so. I'm a lyric person, aren't I? So like the lyrics in his songs are amazing. But I know he didn't write them, but like they're still amazing.
Bohemian Rhapsody, I think Bohemian Rhapsody it's just got more of a sadness to it. I think that's why I liked it more in a sense. It was so much more gripping.
I was gonna say it's more gripping, isn't it? And his story's more powerful rather than Elton's is all about. It's powerful as well, but it's all about basically he destroys his
drugs and stuff in it.
Yeah. Go on, carry on. Next one.
23rd, we got Over the Hedge.
That's what I was waiting for.
Over the Hedge. Over the Hedge. What a film.
I watched that.
The squirrel.
I watched that last month.
The squirrel when he drinks the Red Bull and he's like, oh, it's amazing. Oh my God. I can't get more excited about that film. What a film.
Really good film. I love that host.
Oh my God. And with the turtle. Oh, yes. And then when they start acting like humans and that. Oh, no. The best bit is when they dress the skunk up as a cat. And then the cat falls in love with the skunk. And then
mate, your memory. I love that film, but I don't remember all of that.
Oh, mate, the film is so
really
like
good.
films for me is like, you know how you're like really into music and like music's this is what films and like TV programs are for me. I'm like, yes.
Yeah. 20th place, Shark Tale. A good film.
Yes, what a film. What a film.
17th, we got Happy Feet, which Harry hasn't watched.
How have you not seen
Happy Feet,
bro?
I don't know. I love animals as well.
They even made a PlayStation 2 game of it. I'm pretty sure.
Did they?
Yeah. They got it
Bro, I was playing GTA and FIFA by then, you know.
Oh yeah. No, you missed out, mate. Happy Feet, PS2. Do you know what I mean? 16th, Cars.
Good film.
What a film.
I like
Great
Cars.
film. There's so many great. Yeah, that's a great song.
It's seemingly like 2006 was a great year for those films. Like there was so many films that came out in that time. 15th we got Shrek, the first one.
Good film.
Then 14th we got the Simpsons movie. Oh, I love that movie.
Yes.
Forgot that we could go there. That would be my honorary member of my top. That's so good.
Walt Disney Studios, mate.
Was it Disney?
Yeah, it's a Disney. 13th we got Madagascar. 12th we got Wall-E.
Great film.
Great film, Harry, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good. Really good film. What do you like most about it?
It might be the robot.
What one?
Which one?
Which one? The yellow one with the wheels.
What's that one called?
It's not Transformers, mate. Bumblebee.
It's Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
No, I haven't seen it. Sorry.
And then we'll get to 11th because we done the top 10. 11th is Monsters Inc.
Good, solid. One of the best films there.
So there you go. That's your top 50.
We literally read 50 films out there.
50 films.
It's so long.
I mean,
we're going to do 50. I was like, really?
I mean, I've definitely cut all of that because I don't want to do all of them.
No, but it'll be quite funny because you'll have bits. You could probably cut together all the ones I haven't seen for a clip.
Check it out.
So yeah, let's go into the check it out section.
Check it out.
I've been ranting about talking about top 50 films. So, Joe, my friend, what have you got for the people to check out? Because I know you got a little bit of a spicy thing in there. Reveal it, son.
Yes. So, it's obviously trying giving you something to check out over the past 3 weeks. 3 weeks is a bit mental, but I'm going to pick one thing. I think the biggest thing I'd say I've watched is the Social Dilemma. You know what? It was honestly, it made my anxiety go through the bloody roof watching this document. It's like a documentary, but it's really well done. So it's not like a boring one, but like, so it's really like keeps you on the edge of your toes. But it's definitely, whilst I've just said people have said that everyone's like, oh, anxiety, or like at the same time, watch. It's really important to watch. It's honestly, it's so important to watch just because it tells you so much about what's happening, what social media is being really used for, and how basically, and it tells you in a different way, because normally just like, oh, social media is not bad for you. It makes you really self-conscious, blah, blah, blah. It tells you the science behind it. It's the difference between telling someone something and then just letting them trust you, and rather than telling you something and telling you why. So telling you, this is why it's really bad for you. It's really bad for you because the fact of that, it's constantly using this ways to manipulate you to look at certain ads, and it's manipulating you to look at certain things. So they were saying how, and it's not that there's people doing this, there's AI. And if you don't know what AI stands for, I think it's automated intelligence.
Artificial.
Artificial intelligence, which basically means it's a computer that's just using an algorithm that uses your behavior to recommend certain things to you. So the problem is that some people, based on maybe one video they've watched, are then being recommended these radical videos of people spouting out stuff about the world being flat, or even about extremism, religion, or extremism, violent marches and violence, and all these things to kids to impressionable teenagers who are majority of the people who are on social media using these platforms. I mean, like, and it's just really makes you realize that maybe that sometimes you need to step away. And since watching it, I myself have tried to be more conscious about using social media. I mean, I have my Facebook notifications muted as it is, so like I only get see my notifications when I go on Facebook itself. I don't cut them flash up on my phone. I can't do that with Instagram because I use my Instagram for business purposes, so I need to be able to see that. But I've turned, there's a thing that you can do on Apple. I don't know I think you should be able to do it on Android as well, but you can set yourself so like after a certain time it blocks the app. So like the app just closes and you can't unlock it unless you unlock it with a code. So like for parents, they could do that, and so kids can't be on Instagram or Facebook until after 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. or whenever, and it won't reopen until the morning or ever. So that I found myself doing that with certainly I've done that with Instagram, because I think that's the one I use the most, but because I use it for business purposes, I get stuff flashing up at me all the time.
Yeah, it's one of the
like not even stuff that's relevant,
like in the sense of keeping you on it.
Yeah, in the sense of being able to monitor, keeping you on it. mental. But also you find that you know, when you get like people, you get notifications saying this person started a live video, and even though I don't care about that live video, I'm not going to watch the live video. I'll still click on it, then click off of the live video. Then I'll end up scrolling for another 5 minutes.
They've got
when I
you on
wouldn't
it.
have been scrolling for. They've got me on the app. They don't care about if I watch that video. They care about if they've got me back on the app, because at the end of the day, that it tells you a different angle, as if like if you get something for free, then you have to think about, then you're the product.
Have you
think about it? When you thought about it, I was like, what?
Have you watched it, Harry? I can't remember if you said you.
No, I saw my list this week.
But I was just going to describe. There's a bit in it where they have like a sort of real life like documentary side to it.
They have like a dramatic side of it, like a mockumentary, effectively.
Where like this guy is kind of on it, and he's basically bet his mum that he can come off social media for a week. So he leaves his phone like in the kitchen, and goes about his day. I think he lasts like sort of 2 or 3 days. But what they have is there's 3 guys. I think it's 3 of the same guy, and they're in this sort of controlling center, like as if they're on Star Trek or something. And they're going, why isn't he hasn't come on social media for 2 days? What's going on? And they got all these screens up, like showing you like, what his previous screen time was on each image, because they can see everything. They can see how long you look at someone's image, how many times you click on someone's profile. They got everything. So they go, well, according to our sources or our data, there should be a 95% chance that he'll pick up if we try and push this ad to him or whatever. Wow. So they're kind of like, they're doing it in a sense of, so when he is on it, they'll see him scrolling, and then they'll try and put an advert when he's going for the stories and go, oh, well, we can hear that he's been talking about a date, because obviously the microphone's on your phone, which is also scary. We've heard that he's been trying to go for a date. Let's put an ad about hair waxing next. Go. And then they go, yes, okay. He stared at that advert for 3 seconds, so we've sold that ad for 3.83 cents to the people sort of sponsoring it or whatever. So when you think of it like that, I know that's a really long-winded way of saying it, but it's made me, and probably you, Joe, like I have it in my head, like there's these little people going and doing that. Like also try this as a off podcast. When you are on Instagram, every 3 story clicks is an advert.
Yes.
Yeah, every 3. But I didn't realize that. So not every 3 singular people, it's just every 3 bars, it's a story. It's an advert, which is just nuts. Yeah, it's nuts. You definitely watch it, man. If you
I think the thing is also like, you've got to bear in mind these things that like, this isn't huge. So like Code said, there's these people in this bit to trying to show you that what they can do and represent and give the AI a physical body to show you what it's like. But in reality, there isn't someone there. There's just
hundreds and thousands of computers
that are monitoring how long you look at an image. Not if you like it. You don't even have to like it. You can just scroll straight. If you stop and look at something, they know that. They know how long you've looked at that image. That is scary, man.
And they said be warned, or not be warned. They said just to let you guys know, everything is recorded and everything is kept. Like that's what it says. Like, everything you do, they've got it.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think I kind of knew it, but I think to finally have something where from the actual designers, to actually have it from them to say, this is what happens. And even them, they're the ones who said that they can't get off it sometimes, and they're the ones who created it, which I find nuts. Like it's, it goes into a whole different section about what it's done to politics and everything. But that, obviously watch it for that, because I could go on about that. But it is taken over. It's taken over the world, really. And
obviously, we're not saying that Instagram and all these things are just bad, because obviously they have their uses, and they were originally intended as tools. But it's become a point where it's no longer a tool. It's something that manipulates us, and that feeds on our attention.
Well, Facebook was on about reconnecting with people that you don't talk to anymore. When it came out, that's what I remember it being advertised as.
And that's what it's. But then it's moved on now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like how many people do you actually talk to on Facebook?
0. My mum, if she
and
can't get hold of me.
How many videos do you watch on Facebook?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I'll watch like almost like social media champions, like that create these comedy videos that are clearly designed not for YouTube but for social media. Like he's really good and he seems like a really nice guy, but Lad Baby, my mum is addicted to Lad Baby. Like she'll always talk about him, but that's clear that's a Facebook pushed like friendly content, and then there's adverts rolled in, and then there's all these other layers that nobody's really thinking of unless you've taken a minute and like had a look at it. Like whilst you guys were just talking about that, because obviously I haven't seen it, but you guys mentioned it to me like a week ago. I've literally gone through, and the entire time you've been talking, obviously I've been reacting and talking to you as well. I've been turning off just my Facebook notifications on the app, and it's taken me that long. So that's how much they want to push it on you. I've spent this entire time turning it off.
Well, even when you go back on it, even when you go back on like Twitter, I've turned it off for all of it. The only thing I've got on is like WhatsApp and like any messaging things. But when you go on to Twitter, I went back on it 3 times, like off on, and those 3 times they said, "Oh, do you want to turn the notifications on?" Like they're constantly pushing that as a big thing because they know. And it's like I would have looked at that differently back in the day, but now it's like I know why they're doing it. And I think they said in the documentary or whatever it's called, about how on Instagram they've made it kind of like a gambling thing in Las Vegas. You know, when you're pulling down the slot machine, you know, what am I gonna get?
Yeah,
that's the same thing. Or when you refresh,
because it's the whole thing of like, because you know how you scroll mindlessly for Instagram sometimes, it's just like there's no post, there's just nothing I just want, I'm interested in. Like when you swipe down, every time you swipe down, something different appears. So what they're doing is giving you that sensation of being, like Cody just said, being in a slot machine and pulling down and be like, oh yes, there's a post I really want to look at. There's a post I really want to see. And it shows people's endorphins. They've done tests to show people's endorphins when they get a like or when they get a notification on their phone, they get a spike.
Yeah.
Wow.
They do, but that's what they're hoping. They're hoping if they refresh, they might get a notification about something as well. And thing is though, a lot of people don't do it actively. It's because they plant it so passive, far down into your brain that you just do it.
It's so subtle. It's just. But the thing is, everything is designed for that.
Yeah, it's very clever.
But this is why all you've got to do is just like and follow loads of dog videos, and then that's all I ever see. That's all I ever see.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's a great check it out, Joe. I mean,
that's a great one. I mean, I'm going to actually go and check that out. I don't know if I'm going to be happy at the end of it, but I will.
Go on, Has. You got? I don't know if I've got one, so you go before me.
My one actually relates to what we've been talking about slightly. So obviously animated film. There's also film that uses CGI. And that whole world, for some reason, has been really interesting and intriguing to me for the past month. And I've been watching, it's a YouTube channel called Corridor Crew. And they actually have a main channel called Corridor, and they make like visual effects, short films and stuff. And they're really popular now, but they do VFX artists react. And they literally just watch good and bad CGI films and just analyze it. And it's just so interesting. Like I literally just sit there and like they talk about it in like proper science and like the technology and stuff. And I've never done it, so I don't understand any of it. But when you see like an expert analyze it, and you're like, oh man, like there's so many like that they point out like Avengers Endgame like mistakes in the editing. They managed to find stuff like that, and it's like wow, like it's so interesting. It gives you like that massive behind the scenes look into that. But on that same thing, that's how I learned about the Polar Express and how like it was all Tom Hanks, because I didn't even know that. Do you know what I mean? And like, yeah, not only that, but it's also they have a series called Stuntmen React. So it's all the people that do the stunt work and the stunt doubles for like these famous actors and performances. They go on and go, oh, this is how we did that. This was actually really dangerous. And like, they'll go, oh, this was all CGI. None of this is real. There's no stunt people. It's so clever. Like it gives you such an insight into the world of film. And they do a little bit on TV as well. It's so good. Corridor Crew, VFX artists react.
Well, I think when we talk about all that, like we're just going to touch it. We'll probably touch on it just very slightly because it's very prominent at the moment in social media and in the news about how there's been a lot of stuff going on about how the arts aren't a viable investment at the moment, and people think when they say that, and we say that, we don't just mean performing. We don't just mean standing up, getting up on a stage, and as my dad used to say it when I was younger, prancing around. You can't get paid for getting prancing around on a stage. Took a lot of I had to spend my whole younger teenage life trying to convince my dad that performing was a viable option.
It's not
and
just a hobby.
And I think it's not just the hobby, and I have proved that to him. So, but then I also want to talk about the fact that stuff like that just shows how amazing and the tech and the imagination of all these things.
It's not just the actor.
Yeah, it's not just the act. There's so art, and the art as an industry, and the arts, should I say, rather than art, isn't just performing or singing or drawing or Netflix. Is such a wider spectrum. So when we say to people like the arts, people are like, oh yeah, but why you giving all the money to the arts? And I'm a huge football fan, but it really grinds my gears when I hear on Sky Sports people moan about, well, the arts are getting the investment, why aren't sport? And that really does my nut in because they don't have a clue. And so it's just that for that point of reference, the arts are huge. And just to show, I mean, this whole podcast, we've talked about the arts. We've talked about the impact they've had, and we've talked about how the fact that they've stood up for and they've started social movements and they've started this and started that. You think about majority of movements that have become big, they've started because people like John Boyega, he's an artist.
Yeah,
they started like loads of people that stand up for these things and create and make such a difference and make people listen. They listen because
you think
who are artists.
When we were kids watching these animated films that we spoke about in the main section of the podcast, I didn't know I wanted to perform back then, but I was taking in all of this information and learning from these films when I was 3-4 years old. And then you see the impact that that's having, and then for that to be called like rubbish and have to retrain, it's not a viable option. These are people's lives, and it's not just actors, it's everyone.
But even there's different things. It's like the arts as well. The arts as well is also, you look at Bill Nye the Science Guy. He's inspired people to go and be scientists. But he's done it,
and he's in the entertainment
through the means of art, through the means of the arts. So I think there's a way we should stand up and say something. It's not just, in my opinion, by posting pictures on Instagram of you performing. It's not going to do anything. It's about finding the way to stand up and showing people that the arts aren't just you just performing. That doesn't help. The arts is everything. You got inspired from this. The most inspiring things I've seen about showing how the arts are a viable option are by showing why they're a viable option, rather than showing, look at me sing this amazing song. Look how talented I am. You're saying I'm not investable. No one's ever said that. No one said you're not talented.
No.
What they're saying is that they're struggling for the money at the moment, and they're saying that the industry doesn't contribute to society. Well, okay, we'll show them. Well, let's show them how they contribute to society. They inspire people to
prove them wrong,
do things, prove them wrong. That's why.
Yeah. Anyway. But that takes it back to the whole Instagram thing of like, in a day, the non-viable thing or whatever, the hashtag. The people who see that are the ones who are doing it. You need to be pushing it to the people who don't care about the arts.
Yeah.
If you don't care about the arts, why would you be searching Save the Arts? You don't care about the arts. So posting a video, it's obviously, this is my opinion as well, but I just I think when Black Lives Matter and that really took a hold, it was very different because you couldn't miss it. It was publicized on Sky, on everything. You could not have not seen that movement, whereas this just won't get the same thing because it's not about human rights. Almost, it's an industry in itself, but there's so many people who belittle it so much that it never gets the screen time, if you like, that it should, and recognition of it being a viable job. But like I said, Instagram and all that, they just push it to the people that you interact with at the end of the day. And that's the reason why I didn't post. I didn't do it.
Yeah, me neither. The way social media works is you see what you see what is advertised to you. So your interests are already being brought back to you. That's how they sell adverts. That's how everything works. It's what we've discussed already. If you've got a guy that doesn't care less about the arts, he's never going to see it. He's never going to,
It's interesting. So, I mean,
we could go on.
We could talk about it for ages.
But that's why I wanted to push this, is because it's behind the scenes. It's the people that aren't always recognized. That's what I wanted to show, is VFX artists react, stuntmen react, corridor crew on YouTube. Look at me. I'm recommending something that isn't just music.
Hey. Sorry, my quick one is just check it out. It's a YouTube channel called Football Daily. I'm a massive football fan. So's Joe and Harry as well. But I've been watching them for about maybe 2 or 3 years. But I just wanted to sort of give them a shout out. I just think they're very sort of stat heavy, and they talk about a lot of the players and like how they do stuff, how the clubs are doing, where they're going, what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong. So if you're a football fan, you absolutely love it. Almost as much as I loved Man United losing 6-1 to Tottenham.
That's coming from an Arsenal fan.
Hey,
Thank you.
I know.
You, mate.
I know.
We're celebrating Tottenham winning. That's crazy.
That's one of the only times I can say that. But it was a funny game.
It was juicy watching that, and then watching Liverpool suffer as well. Oh.
Well,
to be fair, that made me feel a little bit better. That made me feel a little bit better.
The thing is, though, I think we can probably do a podcast where we talk about, an episode where we do a football kind of talks. I think there'll be people out there who want to hear our views.
100%.
Hypothetical and would you rather questions.
Let's just quickly end on some sort of hypothetical kind of.
Have you got some?
I've got random. They're really random questions.
Go on.
Not gonna lie.
Let's see if they can use them.
This one is pants first or socks?
Pants. As in what?
What do you put on first?
Obviously pants. Why would you?
I don't know.
And also, why are you calling them pants?
What do you mean, like boxers?
Would you call them pants?
Yeah, sometimes. Pants. Yeah. Underpants.
Pants.
I don't know why that just doesn't sit right with me.
I think it's probably because you've watched a lot of American stuff. So pants now is definitely more trousers, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe. But like, no, I just call them put my underwear. I call them underwear or boxers. I just don't know. The word pants just makes me feel a bit uncomfortable. I don't know why.
It does sound a bit young, doesn't it?
It's like the word willy. I'm like, ooh. Like sounds a bit wrong. Like, why are you saying the word willy?
It does always make me laugh though. Like you could do a do not laugh challenge with me and be like, right, Willy.
We'll have to do that. We'll have to do like a special do not laugh. That'll be funny.
Here's another one. So this isn't hypothetical. What is your? Well, actually, I've put best city in England that you've been to. We're gonna should we exclude London, because I was gonna say London as well.
Yeah. Let's get rid of London.
Without sounding horrible, it's just no competition, is it really? Like,
I agree.
I love London.
But as much as I love like Manchester, and are we taking UK or are we saying England?
UK.
Let's do UK. So
okay,
UK
Edinburgh.
excluding London.
Edinburgh.
Okay, nice.
Edinburgh.
I would go either Bristol or Brighton.
Oh, he likes the bees.
Bristol. Both of them, they're just like, the vibe there is just quality.
No, I'm going Edinburgh.
If you had to choose, which?
I've been to Bristol more, so I know it a little bit better, and it's a nice place for the most part. So I'd say Bristol.
Bristol's good. I literally live in Bristol, so I don't know.
And also, you've
been to Manchester though, right?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Nice though.
I was going to say Manchester. I do like it. I do like Manchester. Edinburgh is a really good shout as well. Beautiful place.
It's beautiful, isn't it? It's
We're
just...
probably offending so many people from like different little towns and that.
Hey, we're saying cities, like
yeah. I've been to Glasgow. I do like Edinburgh more than Glasgow's still got so much though. It's really good. They're both really hard.
No, it's not like the insulting on the other side.
No.
Whatever suits your personality, really, isn't it? And like,
yeah,
Edinburgh's for me. Like, I love it.
Manchester, I think I'm gonna say. I just you know I love my trains, boys. So I just love this. It's just the
tram.
The trams, they're amazing. They're just like what an invention. It's so well done in Manchester. Like, why has Bristol not got that? It pisses me off on this. So there you go. The only reason why I like Manchester, the trams. Nothing else. Nothing about the city centre.
Well done, Manchester. Have we done this one? Have hair nowhere on your body at all, or be very hairy all over and not be able to shave?
On your body, or is it on your body include your head?
Yes. So be completely
and no eyebrows,
hair free. Yeah. Or have hair everywhere.
No hair. I'm going hair.
No hair.
I'm going hair.
Why?
Because I want to be like, all over your face.
Yeah, I want to be Chewbacca.
Can't shave.
Yeah, you want to be Chewbacca. You be this full on ginger, like you look more like the Sugar Puff guy. What's his name? That's what you look like.
That was me trying to be like a badass
like a
Star Wars
character.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Harry's thinking he's going to come up with his black hair, like
yeah, I look like Chewbacca. You've done me. You've done me. Guys, thank you so much for listening to the 3am Chats podcast. We have an Instagram. It's 3am Chats podcast. And you can email us your suggestions, questions, and anything else at the 3am Chats podcast at gmail.com.
See you later. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye.